You lived under your dad's house. What was that all about?
Under my dad's house?
Come over here.
No.
Not under, but what? You had like a backyard. Stay right there.
No, that was the fort. That was at D&W.
Yeah.
Deauville.
That's where they tore the houses out.
Right. The house was on a hill, and so we had all this space that wasn't improved underneath.
Yeah.
It wasn't very big, actually. It was only about maybe 4 feet. And we made 2 rooms down there with carpet. You know what teenagers do.
Sure.
And I piped all the music in from the stereo upstairs. We had I hooked up a telephone down there. We had a TV.
It was kind of dug into the sand, yeah.
It basically turned into be an opium den. It's where everybody had anything to share with the other kids in regards to cannabis or any of things that was related to cannabis.
Sure.
Pill form, powder form.
Sure.
Or hashish was a real luxury back in those days. I'm talking about early 70s, you know. Yeah. And it was a gathering area. Friday nights you'd hang out down there, and about 5 people would show up, and we'd just hang out and smoke the place out.
Who were some of the people?
Chris Dowd, Kevin Haley, Stanley Janik, Carl Keene, Jamie Barger, Danny Acosta.
That's your brother, right?
Yes, the regulars. God, Bob Book showed up for a while, then, and we had Tony Machado, and I could go on and on.
Sherman?
Lingenfelter. No,
okay.
That was more of a toes. They were more in the village. In the village.
Yeah.
D&W was a different
scene.
Yeah, it was more. It was a big neighborhood still there. So we had a lot of families that were still living in the area.
Was it kind of like a paradise?
It was to some, and to some. I've been told to some people it was kind of a safe zone because their families were damaged, and there's a lot of violence sometimes, or in the neighborhoods there is violence. Older college kids or high school kids, like to beat up younger surfers. I'm not going to mention any names.
Hate it when that happens.
And so and our house was really close to the beach.
Did you have ocean view or just?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It even got better as they started tearing the homes down. We were a block away from Vista Del Mar.
What was your street name?
Deauville. Yeah, it's right in line with the jetty at D&W.
That's sweet. I probably saw you when I was a kid. I used to go out there when I was a kid.
Yeah. It's funny. There was a guy who was from South LA, and he was like a motorcycle guy. And I met him. He was a gardener for LA City in Holmby Hills. There's a park there, Arm & Hammer Park. And we got to talking, and he's 70 something. He's a life Angelino, but he remembered they would ride their bikes down Imperial to the fire pits.
Sure.
Yeah, to beat up people.
Oh.
That's what he was telling me. Anyhow, that's their Friday night. But he said, and I told him where I lived. He goes, so you were those guys that were up on the hill looking at the waves. We always wondered what you're doing up there.
Looking at.
Yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to continue with my run.
Okay.